say, you know what, I'm going to go to the transfer portal, and they don't go get anything, and so their scholarship is still live. You can't use it, and you're not going to bring them back. So that's just one less scholarship you have to play with for however long they're on the books. Like if you can hoop, you best believe somebody gonna find you because all you need is somebody. Somebody lay eyes on me. I'm at a tournament and I'm like, we called a coach from Southern Utah. Coach, there's this kid you need that plays just like what you play like. You need to get at it. $250,000 for this education. Why? I mean, like they actually are coming out of pocket. Like, why don't you do? Imagine yourself doing that. Now, would you get that kind of education? Would you go for exercise, sports management, or whatever? Like, no. Like, you're gonna be like, yo, I gotta make this thing count.
Did you know that I have 2 books? One called The Little Girl Big Dreams. It's about an ambitious little girl who overcomes every no to say yes to a dream. The other is called Changing Lanes. It teaches you about the things that you learn from sport and how it translates to life after sport. Be sure to check these out at itsjustdifferentpod.com. Let's get to the episode. Welcome to the It's Just Different podcast, where we bring on people who have been where you're trying to go and or have helped countless athletes get there. Today, we have another special guest, someone that I talk to a lot, doing a lot for the women's basketball game in Austin, Texas. Has a business, BallHard. BallHard has been around for, I'm going to say forever. I think over 15 years. He's worked with a lot of people, and some of your favorite players have been in his gym. Sean Hardeman. What's up?
What's going on, folks? What's going on, folks? How you doing, Ash?
I'm good. This is long overdue. We just really about to have a whole conversation and let everybody
right?
hear.
Okay.
We on the phone, so we just gonna let everybody hear the conversation.
We're on the phone all the time. Yeah.
I'm definitely excited. You look like you're in the office. I'm assuming you got training going on.
We do. I was going to do it at my home office, then time constraints, whatnot. So I said, let me just do it here in the natural. Let's get right to it, right? So
Yeah. Now I'm with it. We always start this podcast off with something that's different. Naming this podcast is It's Just Different. So I do want to ask you, what do you think is different in recruiting now?
honestly, it's completely different. With the addition, and we'll get into the specifics, but there are things that are in play now that kids better be accountable for. You can't just kind of fall into a school. JUCO is going to be a real thing. Gap year is going to be a huge thing coming up because kids that just didn't quite take it serious or didn't develop. They're going to have to like sit out a year and go. Coaches are because man. Okay, have you heard about the new rule where if you have a kid on your roster and they get in the transfer portal, they're on your books until they go to another school.
I did not know that.
Oh my. Meaning that if I don't ever go to another school, that scholarship is still mine at your school. You can't get rid of me until I get rid of myself. So
Mm.
now coaches have to really choose wisely because
Yep.
you might have a kid that they say, you know what, I'm gonna go to the transfer portal and they don't go get anything, and so their scholarship is still live. You can't use it, and you're not gonna bring them back. So that's just one less scholarship you have to play with for however long they're on the books. So
Wow.
it's yeah, man. I mean, and once again, it's like the NCAA is having to. I think the NCAA over the last 30 years and the NCAA in the last 2 years completely different. Last 3 years,
Hmm.
ever since the pandemic ended, like the NCAA has had to like pivot like 15 times. So it's everything is different.
And how are you helping your athletes, the athletes that's coming in ball hard? Like, how are you helping them with recruitment?
Really, what it is that one, you got to keep. I got to be up to date. I got to know what's going on. I mean, you know it. But I'll tell the people that don't know. Like, I go to these colleges and on these campuses, and I'm talking to the head coaches. We're going out to eat dinner. Hey, what are you looking for? What is it that The Big 12 went up to Oklahoma, Oklahoma State. I've been to TCU. I've been to dang near every school you could think of. But this year alone, I've been to like probably about 11 schools And I'm just going just to try to see, make sure that one, I'm teaching what these kids need to be doing
Mm-hmm.
in order for these guys to be attracted to these coaches versus just coming in here and saying, I know what I know and you better trust me. And I might be teaching them some antiquated things.
Yeah, that's
So
a
yeah. So my thing is continuing education for a trainer is I don't think people even think about it, but that's what I'm known for is that I'm up to date. Like I know exactly what's going on.
Yeah, so you go into these different practices. Like I hear, I'm sure you hear kids in the gym all day long, the schools that they want to go to, or they think they want to go. They want to go to the Texases and the they want to go to all these schools, but at the end of the day, I don't think that their parents or them, like I don't think they really know the real work they go into it. Like, what are these practices looking like that you going to?
You know what? If you actually go and contact Texas State, hell, if you go to D3, like it don't matter. All of these schools, it doesn't matter what level you at, bro. They get after it on a high level. So you as a parent, you as a player, if you want to see what it looks like, all you have to do is just get in contact. Hopefully, I would say your trainer would be able to reach out and set something up. But if that's not the case, then like you as an individual, reach out to the college and just say, hey, look, I have aspirations of playing at this level. Can I come and watch a practice?
Mm-hmm.
And most coaches, they may not want to, but they're gonna be like, you know what? If it gives education to a kid, like, bro, you see a 3 hour practice with four water breaks, 15 seconds each, and all you doing is just running and yelling and more.
You hear all these voices, you hear everybody, you just looking like, where do I need to
what
be?
is this? Yes. I mean, but it would be eye opening if kids actually visited a Division 1, Division 2, Division 3 school. JUCO, Wild Wild West. Go. If you got a JUCO in your city, yeah, go look at that. Go look at that. That I
Listen, but
mean, it
that's
don't
not
matter
what that's
what.
not what they talking about though. That's the thing. People don't realize. Like I went to South Plains, and before I went, I didn't really knew
Oh
what.
my.
Yeah, I didn't
Oh
know what it looked
my.
like till I got there. So it's like people think that like JUCO ain't real work.
Oh Mo. Oh, it's the Wild Wild West. They don't
They
have
work
any rules. Yeah, we could have a 6 hour practice if you mess around.
right. Get back from the
They
game, and
don't
we
have.
going right to
Hey,
the gym.
yeah, yeah. I mean, like y'all could have a game and go have a practice right after the game.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So
I want to talk. I want to go into the JUCO a little bit, because I know
okay.
that you have experience at all levels, whether that's JUCO, Division 1, Division 2. Like you're talking to a lot of different schools from the JUCO realm. Like, what is it that you would say parents and players like need to know about? Like, I think that some kids are waiting, they holding off of like I'm waiting on a D1 school or I'm waiting on this school
Oh
when,
no.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, so here's what happens. The transfer portal changed all that. You got a good offer, and you better if you're not that kid, yeah, you jumping on that because somebody gonna take that thing, and somebody gonna get left out.
Yep.
So, but from okay, I'm sorry. Now from a JUCO perspective, what did you want to know?
Just in general, like, man, you was already getting to it. Like, what should they know? And I think that that's it. One, heck, if you got this offer,
Yeah.
you need to take it.
I mean, well, if you think that like you can't have this pie in the sky attitude anymore,
Hmm.
because um, the desperation is out there, and I hate to use that word, but that's what it is. The desperation is a real thing. So what we're doing, what I want to do is that I want to just kind of like make sure the kids understand. Like I had a JUCO coach at my house this weekend.
Hmm.
He came to my house on Friday. He's like, hey, look, we want to get in, find some of your 2024s, blah, 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 this and this and that. And then he stayed over another day to go and see a couple of kids that I told him about. And we had a discussion. I'm not going to name names, but it was a kid that was polished, right? Like he looked good. He played for an EYBL team. He just looked good. Couldn't shoot, but he could break down defense. He could pass it. Like he just looked really good doing it. And then there was just this like animal raw dog kid, no skill whatsoever, but he finished with like 18, 20 points.
Hmm.
He could actually He just and it wasn't any skill to it. It was just like he just wanted to win. And he was like, "Who would you take? That kid or that kid?" I'm like, "I'm taking the kid that I can teach." Like
Facts.
if you can't shoot, and you're a senior, I don't have time to teach you how to shoot. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I could teach you,
Mm-hmm.
yo, like, hey, clean up this, and here you reads out of a pick and roll, and this and that. But he literally played the college kid literally played the whole game, and when he went to the free, I can't even say it.
But
Okay,
he on
when
the
he went
EYBL roster.
when he went to the free throw line, I saw the ugliest mechanics you have ever seen in your life. And he will not be playing. And he literally his whole think about this. This is not a new issue. So this kid is going to now be quote unquote punished whether he was stubborn with his shot or he didn't think he needed to change or fix anything. And he's now going to. I mean, once again, we're having a JUCO coach conversation of would you take this kid or not? And my answer was no.
Mm,
I take the other kid. And it's like that's a JUCO coach. You think a Division 1 coach is having that conversation?
right.
A
A whole
Division 2
JUCO
is
coach.
having that conversation? Yeah, like he's over here on a flip the coin kind of scenario. So you can best believe like you got D3, JUCO, NAIA. Those are your choices.
Mm. But you know what? Like, I just think that like kids don't understand how serious it is. It's crazy. So I'll put in my stories yesterday actually. I go to these different tournaments and I interview just parents and players. And one of the parents I interviewed, I asked her, what went into making her decision for AAU team. And she said that she wanted her daughter to be able to get to practices. Like she wanted to be somewhere where she could practice. All right. So I put in my stories, what's important to while picking AAU or something like that. I put the question. And you wouldn't believe the stuff that I got. And it made me realize that people really don't know. I had a kid that was like, um, all the EYBL teams are in Dallas. Mind you, I know this kid and, I know her recruitment. But she said all the EYBL teams are in Dallas and I need to be in Dallas so I can get recruited. And I'm just like,
Okay. No,
and it made
no.
me realize they just really don't
They
understand.
clout chase. They clout chase. At the end of the day, it's just clout chase, and that's not a bad term. It's just a matter of all you think of is I can only get it through the front runner scenario. When if you
Mm-hmm.
think about it, like and on a given year, Power 5, you might have 130 of them. It's 1,200 kids playing basketball as a senior every year, minimum,
Mm-hmm.
and that number is only going up every year. So out of 1,200 kids, you're talking about 1%, right? 1%
Mm-hmm.
are going to have an opportunity to go play college ball. Now that number is cut down because of what? Transfer portal.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yep.
now the kid that kind of sort of fell somewhere ain't going. Now they got to go D2, D3,
Yep.
right? I mean, so yeah, it's. But I mean, EYBL is awesome. And that is a great concept. But EYBL is not. It's theoretically, not everybody can play UIBL. Two, not everybody needs to play shoe deal. Three, like if you can hoop, you best believe somebody gonna find you because all you need is somebody lay eyes on you. I'm at a tournament and I'm like, we called a coach from Southern Utah. Coach, there's this kid you need that plays just like what you play like. You need to get at him, and he was on it. And now they talking. Like if you hoop, but see, here's the key: is that you got kids that don't know how to like play hard every game they play. So
Mm-hmm.
now they only want to play hard when the lights are on. Meaning that when the big teams in the summer do this, like whenever I see you is when I see you. So if you just know how to hoop, I'll find you because it's just a matter of being in the right place at the right time.
Yep. Yep.
So kids, kids can't pick and choose when they get seen.
That's definitely a fact. I had Eric DeRue, Texas Tech coach. I interviewed him not too long ago, and that was the main thing that he talked about. Like at the end of the day, if you can hoop, we're gonna know about you.
Well, fine.
Like we're gonna know about you, whether that's through scouting services, whether that's through somebody else saying, "Hey, you need to come check this kid out," whether that's through other college coaching friends. Like somebody's gonna, you're gonna know about the kid.
I mean, the best case scenario, I mean, or the best scenario I can tell you about is, and I'll use, I have so many of them. I'm gonna pick and choose one. Jasmine Zabor. Jasmine Zabor went to Round Rock High School, and she played for a team, and Gary Blair saw her. This is an old Texas A&M head coach. He saw her play, and he
Mm-hmm.
was like, "I don't have any more scholarships, but I'm gonna call 7 coaches that I know, and I'm gonna introduce them to you, and I'm gonna tell them to get on you." And one of them was Linda Lappy at University of Colorado, and that's where she ended up going.
So dope.
Like this thing, yeah, these coaches look out for each other. So if I can't use you, that's fine. I know who to point you to.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like
Nah, that's so
it's
dope.
it's just so many, yeah, so many scenarios. Just you just at the end of the day, you as a kid, you as a parent, you just gotta one put the work in, two believe in your process.
Yeah. Yeah. I know we just kind of we really just start talking because the answer you gave for your recruitment, but I want to bring it back just a little bit. I
Okay.
want to bring it to Sean Hardeman. All right, you are on this podcast. I know we was talking before, and you like, oh, I don't need no intro. I don't need this. But one, I want to say I admire the things that you are doing, the things that you have done. Like I've from the background been able to watch you build a machine. Like you built this.
Wow.
I really want to get into ball hard for a little bit, the training
Okay.
aspect, because I think it relates to the recruitment. And you, I want to hear like what one, why did you start ball hard? That's the first question I got.
Okay. I was actually a practice administrator for a pain doctor, Vivek Mahindra. And the reason why I know his name and that it was so long ago is that he changed my life. It
Mm-hmm.
was such a horrible experience that I was like, I'll never work with nobody ever again in my life. I'd rather just go and do my own thing. If I got to struggle with it, I'll struggle. I made really, really good money doing it. But my wife said, you know what? If it's something that you want, man, here's what I'll do. Let me first and foremost, BallHard does not exist without Michelle Harden. What that means, that's my wife. Here's what she did. She let me do this. She gave me no timetable to be successful. She didn't say in 3 years it got to be X, Y, and Z, or you got to go do something else. Two, when she did that, she allowed me to do it the way I wanted to do it, not the way I have to do it. So I don't have to open my doors to the whole general population and just say, hey, come on, come on. No, I can actually be picky and choosy, or pick and choose, and just say, hey, look, like this is we want kids that aspire to play college ball. So just like anything else, this company was born out of pain, out of frustration. So
Okay. And obviously, where you are now, I know that you got people that follow you, people that want to do what you do, right? And people that are looking up to you, and want to have what you have. Like it didn't start with this. How many goals you got? How many goals you got?
I don't know. I'm not sure. I forget. 10. I got 10.
10. 10 goals, a full court. Again, a
And that's
full
full.
court, like teams can actually go practice there. But it didn't start like that. Where
No,
was ball hard at the beginning?
bro. What you mean? We tried. We just needed 25 feet of space. Like we were just like doing a little rec center. Like, bro, you know what? I started at rec centers, right? Like I manipulated their rules. So they said, hey, look, you could have a guest, and the guest could, if you had a membership, you could have 2 guests, and they would pay X, Y, and Z. And I literally made that into my business plan. Like, okay, so if we get 10 people that have memberships, that means we can get 30 people in the gym at one time. Da, 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 da. Man, I was after it. Like I made Wells Branch mud change their policy for me. No, just because I was like, we were in that thing thick. Like it was crazy. But I mean, it's just humble beginnings. It was. I literally had a gym that I used where it had like six lights, and it was like 7,000 square feet. Like we're practicing in the dark.
Wow.
I mean, but it was just it was because it was beautiful though. You know what I mean? It's like we didn't know why we were doing it, but we just know we had to work. Like we couldn't take any days off. And you talked to Kyra Lambert, and she was part of that. She was coming down from San Antonio 4 days a week
Yeah,
to
shout out
work
to
in Austin.
Kyra. That's my girl. Shout out to Kyra. If y'all
Shout out
have
to
not
Kyra.
listened, she's episode, I want to say like three,
Man,
four, something like that.
three, episode
Three.
three.
Episode three. Be sure to check out her episode.
Yeah.
But yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So I didn't mean to cut you out. You know, I got to shout out Kyra. Um,
Oh yeah.
but
Oh no.
when the go
What I was gonna.
ahead.
Okay. Go ahead, you. All right. So what I was gonna say was that, but really, what it is that is just, um, I was given the time to figure it out.
Yeah,
The full fledged business that it is now, it's a 10 court facility, a full court, and a full dressed out half court as well. We have 9 shooting guns. We have like it's just crazy, right? But it's like the purpose of this program is if a kid wants to and aspires to, play collegiate basketball, bring your ass in here. Let's go.
yeah.
Let's go. Like, we here.
Yeah, no, I'm with it. I'm with it. We're gonna take these people through these bumps and bruises, and I like to say just stuff to the story. That's my biggest thing. It was everything is a story. We went from these rec
That's
centers. When did you get your first gym? Like when did you get your own space?
Man, I mean, okay, so even with that, I had a dude that was like real repressive, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he just like, hey, like if he was having a bad day, you were gonna have a bad day. Like he just, I mean, but it's just so. My first gym was 2010, and but honestly, what that dude did is everything to me is a lesson, right? If I don't
Yeah.
learn from it, then I'm going to repeat it. So I repeated a lot of uh, bad scenarios, bad ownership, bad management, but just getting in business with people that I had no business doing business with because I would go and I make a deal, I have a contract, and I'd say I pay X amount of dollars a month, and I would be killing it. Like I'm paying. Okay, I agreed to pay $2,500 a month, and I'm making 15,000. And they come to me and they're like, "Yo, we need to renegotiate." I'm like, "No, we can do that after the end of this contract ends." Oh no, 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 we need to do that right now. And it
They
was just a
seen what
matter
was
of
coming
like,
through that gym.
more importantly, they see what wasn't coming to their side.
Mm,
They,
mm.
they, they thought that they thought they were helping me out, and that was the one thing that was always the feather in my cap, is that people always thought that oh well, we'll just give him this little bit of room, and man, I'm trying to take over everything. So that's what made me go get my own space. I found this space at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Wow.
My hunger would not let me sleep until I got out of my situation. So
Mm.
I found this gym driving around at 3 o'clock in the morning, and I looked at it and I was like, I don't think this is gonna work. And then I saw it. I drove. I was about to leave, and I saw how long it was, and I was like, what's in there? Shut that door, man. But and once I called the dude at 8:01. I stayed here for 5 hours, and yeah, because I was like, I got to see what's in here. And he came up and he showed it to me, and I was like, just like anything else in my brain, I'll make it work. Like, and I went and got a tape measure, and I was like, man, this might be it. This might work. The only thing about it is that the parking is horrible. But once again, where I came from, I'm not worried about perfect. I just need to make it work. I need to figure it out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No. I'm with that. I'm with that. So when and how long have you had the new spot?
It's gonna be 4 years in December.
4 years in December. Are you doing any celebration? Anything?
How about this? You know what my celebration is?
What's that?
Signing days.
Speaking of signing days, how many did you go to this year?
I went to four. We had seven.
Seven. Seven. Let's shout out the
Yes.
people. Shout out the people. Who are those seven people? Where they going?
You got JoJo Moore, Rouse going to Siena University in New York. You got Callista Martin, number seven player in the state of Texas, going to the University of Texas Tech. You got Justice Carlton, that is going to University of Texas. Number one player in the class, I'm sorry, number six player in the country, number seven player in the country, excuse me. You have Riley Moore going to St. Edward's right down the street. Uh, Very good education, Division II school. You have, who am I missing? Anna Baker going to Tulane, $240,000 education. So, what if I have five? Who am I? Oh, okay, I think what I will. I'll talk about the other two in just a second. I gotta remember.
All right.
Um,
But do y'all hear that
we'll
though?
figure
That's
it out.
just results. Listen to the
A little bit,
results. That's
a little bit.
results. As far as training, what do you enjoy most? I mean, besides going to the signing, what do you enjoy most about training, about player development?
I'm into the psychology of the game. So when
Hmm.
I see a kid that figures it out, when I see a kid that's resilient, meaning that they're unflappable, like make them, you can't get to them. Like that's it's so beautiful. Like this process where, I mean, I don't know, man. That's like what I don't even have to come to this gym every day. I got
Hmm.
staff, right? But I come every day. If I'm out of town and I'm literally scheduling my return so that I can get back to the gym. Like it's just that much. It's like I have two things that I do. I hang out with my family and I hang out at this gym. Like this is what I do, and this is what I'm willing to bank on as a legacy. So I just love the fact that a basketball can be our common ground. I might
Hmm.
not have anything in nothing in common with you at all. We would never be in the same circles ever. But these basketballs just made us like come together.
Yeah, and you talked about staff. How many staff? How many people do you have on staff?
That's hot.
Five. How did that come about? I feel like most trainers, that's one of the hardest things, right? Like they
Well,
go ahead.
I was about to say the reason why it's the hardest thing is because it's hard to get people to buy into your vision.
Mm-hmm.
Two, there's no blueprint. There's no one out there that can say they have a successful staff.
Mm-hmm.
There's nobody. Like, and as much as they try to do it and try and keep it together, like it's always because it always splinters off. What I'm trying to do is just and there's no roadmap to what I'm doing, so I don't do it right. I'm just trying to like do it to where I don't. I'm never trying to like do anybody harm or do anybody wrong.
Right.
Um, so what I'm trying to, but I'm giving them like right now we're about to have six satellite situations because they said they want to go work. Okay, well, I'm gonna go give you six opportunities to go somewhere else and do some other stuff. Put some money in your pocket, because it's not about me keeping you under my thumb. Like I'm good. Like the other part is that anybody that comes in here and it's like I go out of town, they run the thing for me, and then all of a sudden, I'm gonna use Chris Hicks. Chris Hicks for an example. Shout out to Chris Hicks. He's in San Antonio right now. He's my boy. We talk all the time, so I can talk a little ill of him right now.
Mm-hmm.
What he did is that he went and told people that he was ball hard because he was doing the bulk of the work while I was gone. And I was like, brother, you haven't put in. You've been here for a year. I've been doing this for years. So, and it becomes an ego kind of driven thing. But I never want to. I never want it to be about ego. But if people kind of understand my heart or kind of understand what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to create a legacy.
Mm-hmm.
And part of that legacy is this: is that this is a nationwide brand.
Right.
You can go anywhere, you can go any college, anywhere in the country, and they either know the brand, know who I am, or know some of the players that we train.
Talk that talk. Yes.
I mean, and by the way, that is not hyperbole. That is facts, actual
Mhm.
facts.
Mhm. What would you say makes BallHard different than anyone else? Like there's so many trainers, there's so many of everything. Like what makes BallHard different?
Grassroots. I don't grab kids. You with me as a puppy, raised you from a pup to where you going. You don't if I like so here's what happens. So like if there's a kid that just started coming to me, if you haven't been here for 18 months or more, you don't go up on the wall.
You don't do what?
You don't go up on the wall. You don't get a banner.
Let's talk about that. What's the wall? Like what is the
Oh,
wall?
the wall. So here we celebrate our kids. We put their names and their schools on the wall. So when you walk in here, there's like banners of all these kids. It's 338, 348, 38 or 48
Mhm.
kids that we've assisted play collegiate basketball in our 15 years. So what we do is that we celebrate you. And if I hate cherry picking. I hate people that sit up here and say, you know what, I get a kid, and for half a second I had him, and then you make it look like it's yours, like you did all that.
Mhm. I just
So
talked
like in a
about that in
sense,
the
like right now,
episode.
huh?
I said I just talked about that in the episode not too long ago.
Yeah. So I mean, how about let's talk? How about this? So JoJo Moore, he just came back to Ball Hard at maybe 3 months ago, right? I told him he won't get a banner on the wall, even though I had JoJo since he was in the fifth grade. He
Mhm.
went away, he left, came back, and I'm like, nah,
Yeah. Yeah.
he's not. I mean, but here's why: because it's people that come here just for that specific reason. I want my name on the wall.
mm.
I don't want to adulterate that at all. And I don't want to. I want that's a hell of a reward because your high school program doesn't even have your name in the rafters.
Right.
Yeah, it ain't like you just turning out in Austin, Texas. No, you're not turning out hit after hit after hit. So why you not putting these kids like celebrating? Have you been to one of these signing days?
Yeah.
Oh my, hey, okay, here we go. Hey, he did this and this and that and sign it right here. All right, let's have some cupcakes.
And that's it.
That's it. A 1% thing, something that very few get to do, and you made it seem like it was just another day.
Yep.
So,
Yeah. So we going into the signing. You talking about the players? I'm big on like a village. I think that these kids should have a village with their parents, their AAU coach, their trainer, high school coach. I think that everybody should be able to work together. As far as you go, I
I
know you
agree.
play a huge role in these players' decisions, just helping guide them. Like, what are some of the things that should go into play when making a decision to go to the school? Like, what are some things that you've helped some of these athletes think about, ask questions about when they're trying to decide on a school?
All right, so here's what I do: basketball training. Ball hard. You pay money for basketball training. How much money do you think they pay for recruiting service? Help.
Well, if they paying for it, it's gonna be thousands.
Oh, they're paying zero here,
Yeah, fact.
and I have a network that don't stop. Johnny Harris, Adia Barnes, Corey Close, UCLA, Arizona, Auburn, wherever, Florida, where you want to go, Florida State. If you want that, you want to talk that talk, awesome, let's go. Also, you pay zero for it. Two, if you want my help, ask for it. If you don't, then you got it. I don't have to. I'm not ego driven where I think I have to be a part of every situation. But if you do need my help, I'm there for you. If you need help with recruiting, I'm there for you. Three, if you think that If you ain't put in that type of work, don't ask me for that type of
Mhm.
help.
Mhm.
Like, because then I'm not gonna do it. But so then the some of the questions that go into it, some of the questions that go into some of it that should be is if you as a kid, if you're gonna go, I'm gonna be honest. If you go and these people give you free money and you go do kinesiology, why? They're gonna get every bit of money out of you. They're gonna get
Mhm.
everything out of you. Like go out there, like Bailey Featherstone went to St. Edwards, and she was doing exercise something. And I'm like, Bailey, this is the number one business school in this region, other than Red McCombs at UT. And she's like, I guess I should. I'm like, I mean, you're not gonna miss a practice, a scout, a game. Like they gonna get all their money's worth, $240,000 worth of work out of you. Hit them over the head with this education right quick. Why not go get 1 year your master's paid for? Like, let's go get something big done. So, but part of it's a lot of questions that go into it. Main thing is going to be what's important to you.
Mhm.
Um, Young ladies need fit. They need environment cohesion. Guys, we nasty. We just need opportunity. Yeah, we just need opportunity. Like, is it an opportunity for me to play? Young ladies is like, I got to know where I'm staying at, like who am I rooming with, like, what kind of services are we providing for these athletes? Just like because it is. I'm gonna stop right there because it's a it gets in depth. I can go 16 layers deep because I
Yeah.
actually have a like a matrix. Like we actually do everything from um, we help these kids for real. It's a real situation. So
Yeah.
we can
No.
go step one and we can go step 16.
Mhm. And you just actually just said something that's really important. Like you was talking about Bailey, grad at Ramrock High School. Shout out to you, Bailey.
Yes.
So many athletes, they getting physical culture in sports. They're getting exercise. Like they're doing the bare minimum to get their degree. So I think that that's important to know that like you getting this free education, get this business. Like even me, like when I went to chose Texas, at first I said I was gonna do accounting, but then I thought about it and I was like, yeah, nah, I'm not doing accounting. Well, let me take that back. When I got there, they was like, yeah, I don't think you can do accounting. So, it's like it's gonna kind of mess up your schedule a little bit. But at that point, I really didn't want to do. Yeah, that's what they told me. But I really didn't want to do accounting anymore. Anyway, so I picked the easiest thing. I was just like, I'm gonna just do physical culture and sports. Now I did do a minor in business.
Okay.
However, if somebody would have told me, I was just like, I'm gonna do physical culture and sports. I could do a minor in business. If somebody would have actually had a conversation with me, I would have did communication. I mean, what I'm doing
Yeah,
right
because
now.
it's communication,
Yep. Yep.
journalism. Like, yeah, it's like it goes in. Like, I mean, Charlie Collier is a color sports analyst right now. Like, come on now. I mean, like, you got. And I told Bailey, I said, you got to put yourself in a money position.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. Like, that's all. That's all this stuff. Like, if they're giving it to you for free, like, and I told her, I said, Bailey, how much are you paying? Okay, so here's what she did. She came in the gym after she signed, like about 3 or 4 days later, and she came and started crying on my shoulder. And I was like, "What's going on?" She's like, "I just got my invoice for her school." I said, "What did it say?" It said zero. I said, "Okay, out of what?" She said, "Out of 38,000. 38,000 some of $16." So people are paying 240,000, $240,000. All right, $240,000, $250,000 for this education. Why? I mean, like they actually are coming out of pocket. Like, why don't you do? Imagine yourself doing that. Now, would you get that kind of education? Would you go for exercise, sports management, or whatever? Like, no. Like, you're gonna be like, yo, I got to make this thing count. $250,000.
$250,000. Like
Yeah,
$250,000.
I mean, I mean, and by the way, when you say that number, it hit different. Yeah, Anna Baker, she's going to Tulane, $240,000, 10,000 short of a quarter of a million. And go down there and mess around if you want to. Like we don't get like look at me as a parent, me as a person. I want to get you to college, but I want you to win, right? So once you get there, like it's your job to make that thing count for you.
Mm-hmm.
Come away with a degree. Come away and go ahead and live life. Go ahead and start your family. Go ahead and get on and do what you do now. Like you have a head start because you're coming out debt free.
Debt free. But that's the thing though. I don't think parents and players really equate the free education as like this is free money. Like I'm not having to pay for school. Like I don't think
That's
they
what we
really
talk
equate
about.
that.
But that's what we talk about here because um, anybody that wants to go play, like I want you to go play college ball for the simple fact, all these kids that we're training right now, it used to be that these kids this was the only way out kind of thing. Now we
Right.
got these 3-car garages and all this good living. So, but these kids are gonna go to college. But now what you can do is that you can say, hey, mom and dad, you don't have to save for college for me. I got it paid for.
Mm-hmm.
You can go use that. So here's what I tell my parents. I tell my parents that tell your kid if they get a full ride, I will pay. I'll get you a brand new car. And they're like, oh my god, brand new car. I said, here's why. It's easier to finance a car than it is an education.
Ooh. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Look at how much money they save you if they go get this money. Yeah, yeah, I'll go get you a car.
Listen, you
I
talking
don't have to
about
save. I don't have to go. I don't have to save 150, $200,000.
nope.
No, and then on top of that, if I've been doing what I need to do as a parent, instead of banking on them going and getting a scholarship, I'm putting money away. Like I can go pay cash for the dang car and just get it over with. Here, go knock yourself out. Have a good time.
Yes. And that's the thing though, like we talking about like big money, $250,000, all it is. On the flip side, that's why it's so important for kids to work. Like these coaches are looking for talent because this stuff costs
Yes, sir.
money. This stuff is their
Money.
job. So they're not just gonna be throwing out
Yeah.
scholarship money
No.
just to throw it out.
No. No.
But
No.
kids want to wait. They want to wait to the last minute, and then it's crunch time. Oh, let me go get in the gym. Oh, let me find a trainer. Oh, let me put this pressure on this coach to help me out when you ain't been helping yourself out for years.
Oh, you don't need me now. You go, girl. You don't need me. Go do your thing. I like this. Go talk to me, Ashley. Talk nice to me, Ashley.
Listen,
Talk
I'm
nice
just
to me.
saying, look, cause I'm listen, that's the thing.
That's it.
And then parents looking at you upside your head, and it's just like you want me to make to work the miracle now. You want me to put my name on your kid when your kid ain't
No.
did
And the
no
answer is no.
work.
The answer is no. Here's what you can't do. You can't. I'm not gonna mess up this pipeline for you. It's a kid that's deserving behind you that I can't mess it up because you're gonna go up there and dirty, sell it up because you didn't put in the work. You want all the fame and
Mm-hmm.
recognition. So here's what happened. Freshman, sophomore year, every parent thinks their kid is D1. Every parent.
Mm-hmm.
Every parent. Junior, senior year, hell, they willing to take a damn D3 offer if they can get it. Please, just give us something. And I mean, in Austin, it's so front runner fickle with it. Like, like literally, these parents think that people care. But here's what happens. What they don't understand is you don't only want to care about your kid like that.
Mm-hmm.
Because when your kid go to college, ain't nobody coming to visit you. They might come for a weekend here and there, but ain't nobody checking on you.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't nobody coming to put their butt in the stands every 2 3 days to come watch you play. Like they don't care. Nobody. The only the parents and the kid are the only people that care about like where you going and how you. Like Kyron went to do. We went up there twice a month. I mean twice a year as a group. We it was like 1, 2, 3. It was. four families that went up there, and we went up twice a year. And that's like my daughter, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like you're on your own, kid. So stop thinking that people gonna like your kid is all that. Like they're a generational player. Oh, they're gonna go up there and change the world. No, they're not. They're gonna go in there and fill that roster. And if they figure it out, they're gonna get some burn, get some good minutes, and hopefully they do well. But you as a parent, you need to be worried about, hey, look, now that you're there, if you want to leave or transfer, that's fine. But you had a education paid for, and that's on you.
Mm-hmm.
So we have done our job. If you go and you say, I want to move, I want to do this, I want to do that, just understand if you don't get that education paid for, that's on you.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm
Mm-hmm.
not, we got it paid for right now. That's you as a parent. That's all you should care about. Like
Right.
if your kid figures it out and gets burned and gets minutes, because on a Power 5 level. Holy sheesh! Like I mean, you trying to talk about getting 25, 35 minutes? That's hard.
Yep. Yep. Now, you have trained kids that play on EYBL circuit and play on Adidas circuit, Under Armour circuits, circuit. You have also trained kids that play independently. You have kids that have went P5, low major, mid major, D2, all of the above. I say that to say you have seen every single thing. One thing that I have noticed just in parents in general, right, is that at the end of the day, some don't know, some listen to the wrong people, whatever the case may be. AAU.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
What? Your face is so funny. Let's talk about it. Like I really want to talk about it. At the end of the day, these kids, these parents, they're trying to get their school paid for. Right. But you got, again, some parents that are listening to the wrong people or some parents that just don't know. So, what are your thoughts? Like, should these kids be trying to play on the circuit, not circuit? How do you get recruited? What in the world is going on in AAU?
um, so here's what I will. I'll say it this way. Um, in the day and age of the internet, everything is researchable. So if a dude tells you, or if a young lady tells you X, it should be easy to find out if X is true or not.
Mm-hmm.
Because hey, look, Charlie Carlier came in BallHard and trained. We should have some video of that. Kyler Lambert was in the video in here training. Justice Carlton was in here training. Whoever was in here training. It should be proof of life. It shouldn't be hard to find. Yes.
Correct.
So when you got people that just spouting off all this stuff, all you as a parent have to do is just verify it. It will cut out a whole lot of crap. But what happens is this that you start people wait on this domino thing. Like right now, the new thing is this: hell, we're gonna have tryouts in November. Like what?
Bruh.
Because
And
I
you got to
got
pay a
I got
deposit.
a lot.
Don't
I
don't
got
don't
I
forget
got to
about the
lock your
deposit.
I got to lock your kid up because and the reason why I got to do that is so nobody can get access to you. I got to be the first one. If you either coming with us, or you not. If you got to give me the money or not. I mean, it's like, but that's insecurity to me. Like hell, if we dope, we dope. Two, rock with who you rock with. But understand the choice you make is the choice you make.
Mm-hmm.
Like I mean, if I didn't choose Michelle Hardeman as my wife, things would be a lot different. Like I don't have the discipline to stay this course. I would want to say I do, but I no, I would have got frustrated and mad by it, you know. But I had the guidance. It's man, AAU is so trash, honestly, because it's here's what I'll do. Adults mess up kids sports all day long, and
Mm-hmm.
it's just failed adults. that have the biggest say in anything.
Yeah.
And the reason why I say that is this. Hey, Sean, did you play college basketball? Absolutely not. Well, how the hell do you talk about and say that and train and do this and do that? And
Mhm.
because I went and researched, I went and studied, I've traveled, I sat down, I've watched. I have, I didn't have a doctorate degree in research of college basketball.
Yeah.
And what that means is this, is that I understood what my shortcomings were. But here it is that you got so many kids coming through one space, and yet they're all getting the same thing.
Mhm.
So I'm confident. In the beginning, I wasn't confident because I just didn't know what I didn't know. But as I got better and better at it, and by the way, I don't stop. My continuing education still happens to this day, meaning that we're still traveling and moving around the country trying to learn more every year. So
Mhm.
yeah, I'm avoiding your question. Ashley, is what I'm trying to tell you here. Here's why: because it's something I don't offer, and like there are individuals that do training and do have AAU teams, and I
Mhm.
send my kids over to their team, and they're like, "Why you do that?" I'm like, "I can't hate on somebody that offers something that I don't."
Yeah.
I mean, it's a vehicle that you got to use to get these kids what they need.
Well, you're about to die. I think it's really like the AAU conversation. That just kind of sucked all the battery, all the life out of you. But you did start coaching, right? Like, didn't you start a team or what was
I did
that?
Texas Ball Stars. Texas Ball Stars. I mean, I actually was coaching, and to be quite honest, I wasn't that good at it. Like, and what I did is that I had a mental approach to coaching. And when I say I'm not good at it, it's not that I couldn't do it. It's just I like the fact that I know I'm what parts I'm good at and what parts I'm not.
Yeah.
If I needed to coach, like I know X and O, I know how to teach it, I know how to design it, how to build a team, all this stuff. I didn't like to travel. I
Yeah.
didn't like the being away from my family. I didn't like the lack of control. Meaning that if one kid leaves my team, all of a sudden the chemistry is just gone.
Yeah.
Like it's a whole different dynamic. So it's just way too much power. Was As a coach, you want power. Let's be honest, and you want people to trust you and listen to you. And when they don't, it kind of rubs you wrong, and then it not only rubs you wrong, but then it changes the entire dynamic of your team when someone leaves. Or
Mhm.
so here's what happens. AAU to me is if we win by 30 or lose by 30, somebody's upset.
That is a fact. Somebody is always mad, regardless.
Somebody's mad. How do you work that?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I just said, you know what? What I did is I wanted to gain a little bit more control. So I just started doing player development, meaning that we're working toward a result, but we're working with kids on just so many aspects of the game. So,
Yeah.
um, yeah,
Yeah, that makes sense. I already know, like you and AAU, like you ain't even really feeling that whole little topic, but I do want to ask, what advice
okay.
would you give parents and players? Like, what advice would you give them navigating AAU?
Main thing is this that you have so many parents want their kid to be first option P1, and they're not. They don't train like that. They don't know how to do that. And for a kid to go, if I let's say a kid is 6 men, right, and then they go and change teams, and then all of a sudden they're a starter. What did they do?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They didn't do anything different. They didn't learn a new skill. They just changed the environment. So now you got everything got elite on it, but yet it's I mean it's a reason why the field house stays packed all summer long. I mean, once again, you're only talking about on the boys' side maybe 200 scholarships a year. On the girls' side, you're talking about 130, 170 scholarships a year. and yet you got over 1,200 teams in the tournament. So
Yep.
I would tell parents this: one, you got to vet, you got to know, you got to ask questions. Let people lie to you in their face. That way you can go and research and be like, yeah, I don't, like, hey, look, like I sit up here and say, I train Bailey Featherstone. Well, I should be able to produce a parent's phone number since
Mm-hmm.
they paying me and say, hey, look, can you give this parent some information? They're trying to do X, Y, and Z. Like AAU is so like like it's people that have people on their websites that they don't have. They
Yeah.
didn't work with. They didn't, and it's like that's too easy. Jamal said, he had to call out a couple of people on that for putting his name on some stuff, and it's like, no, I'll take that down.
Yeah.
No. So just vetting, doing a
Yeah.
better job of putting your kid in the best situation possible.
Yeah.
And sometimes your kid is not that good, and you as a parent have to realize that. Uh, if your kid needs development, if your kid needs, if they're not mentally strong, mentally tough, understand that. If they're not physically tough, do something about that. Like it has to be a concerted effort to get your kid what they say they want. And it got the AAU team has to realize that most of them just say, "Hey, look, I want that kid. Come play with us."
Yeah.
And they have no idea. They have no idea what they're going to do with them. They just know that they're a good player, and we're going to figure it out.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
just have a plan.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, you.
Look, I know. At the end of the day, parents, do your research. Do your research, please. That's it. We gonna even get off this AAU topic, but just curious, like for
Hey,
for you, like Sean, you are a no nonsense type of person, right?
I agree.
Which at the end of the day, for some kids, can be very very intimidating. Which,
I agree.
for you at the end of the day could sometimes, depending on how many kids are coming in the gym, how many kids are not, affects your bottom line, right? Depending on what your market
Absolutely.
is, all of that. How do you stay relevant? And one, your business model, how you handle things, and two, in a oversaturated market, like training is oversaturated. Like, how do BallHard stay relevant?
Honestly, I put these kids first.
Mm-hmm.
One, the reason why I'm kind of like in the cut or the butthole person that I am is that you have individuals that need that say they want Power Five, right? But they think that that coach is gonna coddle them or
Mm-mm.
be hey,
Yeah.
no, like I'm gonna tell you this twice, and then you might not be in this practice no more.
Right.
Excuse me. but but I mean honestly, the model that I have with All Hard is the one that, like I said, my wife let me develop, which is we're gonna give you what you say you want.
Yeah.
And by the way, if that's not what you want, then so here's what happened: your dream is gonna change, or your work ethic is gonna change. Something's going to change. Like we're going to give you what you say you want because here's what I like. I like the fact that my kids are ready to touch campus and be ready to play, ready to go, 100
Mm-hmm.
miles an hour, ready to go.
Yeah.
So that's a thing, right? The other part is that you have individuals that want to be uh, pal around with you, but that's gonna affect. So it may affect my bottom line if you go somewhere else, but it's gonna affect your reality if you go somewhere else.
That's a bar. Yeah.
That's the part.
What would you say is the hardest part of your job?
Um, Maintaining me.
Mm.
I care. I care. I care a lot. I care a lot about these kids. I care a lot about this basketball. I care a lot about growing the game of women's basketball and men's basketball. I care. And I think that's the hardest part is that when I see a kid that has potential and opportunity and they just waste it. Shut that door. Shut the door.
Yeah.
So we're transitioning out of, we have 40 kids in our in. Shut the door, please. Yeah,
Kids getting
so,
about that
but
gym, huh?
Yeah, yeah. Hey, bringing them in, kicking them out, bringing it. Look, it's just a matter that I care, and I wish I could learn how to like turn it off a little bit. And
Yeah.
I think that's what makes me, and that's what makes ball hard.
I love it. Sean Hardeman, ball hard basketball. Y'all, like, I really did not give him the introduction needed at the very beginning, but this man is doing some serious stuff in Austin, Texas, bringing awareness to Austin, Texas, highlighting some of these kids because I hear it all the time. Austin don't have no talent. Austin don't have this. And it is plenty of
It is.
talent in Austin, Texas. So yeah, this is the one that's training the kids in Austin, Texas, helping developing some of the kids, some of these kids that's on these P5 rosters, that's on mid-major roster, that's on D2 roster, that's on JUCO rosters. Like, we're not talking just one level. We're talking at the end of the day, free school, free school.
It's cool.
Like, and I
That's
think that
really what
that's,
this is.
man, that's it. Like, at the end of the day, it's free school. So I mean, I love to see it. I love to see the kids getting better in Austin and going out. I'm an AAU coach, AAU director, so I see a lot of these teams. I see a lot of these players, whether they're playing with me or with somebody else, and I love to see it. So I appreciate you. This episode was good. I knew I was gonna laugh. I knew I was gonna like. I just knew it was gonna be real. Like, that's you. That's always been you. As we end this episode, we do a little bit of a rapid fire. I got
Okay.
five things for you. Say what's on your mind, and we'll go on to the next thing. You ready?
Okay. All right, let's go.
Biggest training pet peeve.
Kid that has 100% talent, 0% effort.
What makes a great kid to train?
Um, you 0% talent, 100% effort.
The opposite.
The opposite. Yes, ma'am.
That's funny. Number one thing every athlete must have to be considered a great athlete.
Um, I would have known 4 years ago. I would have said leadership, but now it's strong mentality. You gotta be mentally tough, mentally strong, and be able to focus. COVID did a number on these kids. So
Hmm.
now it's like your leadership. Like these kids don't even know how to like communicate no more. They just talk. They're on the phone and they don't know how to like interact with each other anymore. So yeah, it's just mental toughness. I think.
All right. Go to a P5 school and get limited minutes, or go to a smaller school and be the star player.
It all depends on the person. Bailey Featherstone was had an opportunity to go to Division 1 schools left and right, but they would have been low major. And I told her to go to a banger in St. Edwards, go get a hell of an education, and get an opportunity to go win a national championship. So the key is that our parents get caught up in NCAA Division 1 when if you go look, you know what? Let's talk honest. Girls basketball. Here's what I want you to do. Go on ESPN, ESPN2. They're not going to be on ESPN. Go on ESPN2 or go on YouTube and watch these games. The attendance is 3,700 people. Like, it's not a lot of people in these stands. So you over here like juxtapositioning and going crazy because you think D1 is the way to go or the thing. No, no. Like your thing is this: your kids' mental health, their education. Move on. If they're gonna play pro, they're gonna play pro. Well, we're gonna go to Duke. We're gonna go there. No, not everybody gonna be able to do that. Do all that.
Right.
Like Bailey's parents thought she was gonna go Power 5, and it didn't turn out like that. She was gonna go low major, and I told she went to a D2 full ride,
There you go.
$240,000, $240,000 education, full, paid for.
There you go. Last one. What has been your favorite city to train in?
The one that likes me. I mean, I love Colorado. I love San Diego. I love Florida. Like I move around a lot. I can tell you which one I don't like.
That's what.
Minnesota. Holy crap.
Why?
Man, Minnesota in the winter. In the winter, I have a video of where I stepped and I literally it came up to my and right under my chest. I just took one step. Like the steps were buried.
Yeah.
The steps you like walk down, they were buried. Like what is this?
Yeah, nah.
So
Mm-mm.
yeah, that's nah. That you can't
Okay.
mess me with all that.
All right. Now we started this podcast with something that's different in recruiting. I like to end with the person that has the business. So I got two questions. One, what will be different with BallHard within the next 3 to 5 years? And then a B to that. What would be different with Sean Hardeman within the next 3 to 5 years?
Okay, ball hard will be different in the sense that we will do consulting. Right now, we've helped seven trainers successfully build out a building, secure a lease, build out a building, and have a actual legitimate business, not a hustle, but an actual business, brick and mortar, where people can come in the doors and have a place to train. Um, so we're gonna do more of that. We're gonna do a lot more expansion. Two is that you'll see Sean not necessarily soften his approach, but kind of get I'll be working with only a certain type of kid, right? Instead of the general population. I've started doing that already. But now it's going to be like I'm going to go to the college campuses, go to the NBA scenarios, and actually start working those angles as well. We're having partnerships with the Spurs, both the G League and the actual team, and doing a lot of different things. So individually, Sean Hardeman, I've produced two patent pending products already that'll hit the market right before Christmas or right in December. So get your money ready for those. And I have two other businesses that are one has an evaluation of over 100 million right now, and I'm a percentage owner of that and a co-owner of it. And it's just a matter of like I'm just gonna go into the second phase of my life, um, and I'm gonna go enjoy my son and my kids, as they get through high school and see what they become.
Yeah.
So yeah, man. Honestly, I want to say this. Anybody out there that wants to get into this training game, anybody out there that wants to, understand, because you look at this podcast and you're like, who's this dude? If you want to go and research it and you want to go look at it, go look at it. But we've done some dynamic things. We've done some really, really, really cool and really great things. Some of the trainers that we've helped are Pat Perot out in Maryland. His facility, he has 12 like NBA goals, like beautiful facility. Go look at that. We helped him develop that situation. Letitia Sutton, fan favorite in New Jersey. I mean, we have quite a few. My new dude is Jody Hollins out of Colorado. He's about to open up his spot in February, and we're going to go up there and make sure that his thing gets right as well. And we're giving him the blueprint on how to be successful. My success is not mine. My success is yours. Your success is yours. It's not mine. I
Yeah.
don't. I don't want any credit. I don't want any favors. I don't want anything. I just want to see you win, and that's my
Yeah.
motto. If we leave on anything, Ashley knows this personally, but I want to see everybody around me win. I don't
That's
have no ego when it comes to this stuff. I want to help any and everybody that wants to be helped. If you trying to waste my time, I don't have no time for you.
yeah. Nah, that's a fact. You're gonna have to connect me with Sutton. We need to connect. I've been meaning
Oh
to
my God, that'd be a hell of a yes.
I
I
definitely
got
need
you.
to get her on the podcast for sure. So
Okay,
yeah, we
sweet.
need to do that. Yeah, I mean, like you said, you done some amazing things. One, I didn't get to ask you, and I'm nosy. I'm always nosy. How in the world did you get John Morant in your gym?
I don't know who that is.
Okay.
For 5 days, by the way. 5 days.
five 5 days. I seen that and I'm like, oh Sean, big time, big time. That's
Hey,
dope.
wait till the summer. We're moving into a whole new direction.
Y'all hear it. He moving into a whole nother direction. I love to hear it. I love to hear it. This has been an
Yeah.
amazing episode. Sean not gonna tell us how John Moran got there, so it's cool. We just gonna end it there. I appreciate
So,
you.
the easiest thing is this, that it's a, how about this? It's a basketball network.
Yeah.
How about, you know what a better question is?
What's up?
How do I get on courtside? How do I get courtside every year at the summer league?
How? Tell the people how.
I don't know. Just watch next year when I'm on courtside again.
Listen, listen.
No, you
Some
know what? Hey, folks,
things, the
hey,
work is the work, baby. I feel it. The work is the work. That's just what it
and by the
is.
way, Ashley, you do an amazing job. What I do want you to do is this: that I want y'all to know that men and women's sports are killing it. They're killing your woman's sport. Let women drive the bus. Let women get involved. Let women get like Ashley is a very good teacher, very good steward of this women's basketball game. I'm not going, man, Sean, why would you say that? You train girls and boys. Like that's a major part of your thing. Look, I do it because I'm very good at it. I don't do it, but I'm not going to sit up here and lie to you and tell you that it wouldn't be more beneficial for young ladies and my students. I'm all about women empowerment. I'm all about putting women in position to win and win like just because.
Mhm.
So yes, any way y'all can support Ashley, please do it. Ashley knows if she calls me and I can do it, it gets done. I don't think I've ever told you no.
Nah. Mm-mm. And I appreciate that. I appreciate our relationship. Again, this has been an amazing episode. Please follow the podcast, subscribe on YouTube, share this out. Share this out. My goal is to continue to bring people on to teach the game. If y'all can't hear, I'm sure y'all can. That's why the door is shut and people are coming in and out of this man gym. Like you see it. They are literally coming in and out. And we're still doing this podcast. Like they coming in and out of the gym. I'm continuing to bring you guys people who truly do this, who truly help kids, who truly know the game, who truly are teaching the game. So get this message out to anybody possible. Like, follow, share, subscribe, and we will be back for another episode next week. Appreciate you again, Sean.
I appreciate you. All right.
Done. That was good.
Good job. That was good.